Writing titles for videos can be quite tedious and is often a difficult process, but every now and again, locations just scream out. And as the title suggests, I truly believe this is one of the most beautiful stretches of woodland in England, if not the whole of the UK. Today, we step into the embrace of a woodland that is nothing short of magical. This isn't just a place, it's a muse. Open your senses and join me as I embark on a journey through this woodland wonderland. First off the bat, something like that looks okay, but not brilliant. My primary objective here is the viewer will clearly from this angle use that wall and the leaves as a lead-in line. But what I want to try and avoid is for the viewer's eye to end up right in the center of the frame, which is where it is at the moment. That's not good practice at all. So I'm likely to want to move across to something like this, something like that. So that gives me a much better feel to the image. Obviously the exposure is not right or anything at the moment, and I'm still going to fine tune this, but that looks a lot better. Now, keywords here, I've already mentioned them, 2 words, fine tune, because even though that's better than what it was a second ago, I still don't think that's great. The reason being is because I haven't chosen anything as a point of interest in the foreground, and because of that, I still don't know where I could place that background. I mean, in theory, I want that background probably to end up on the bottom right-hand side. Could it work on the top right? It possibly could work on the top right as well. So I either want the background, the viewer's eye, to end up top right or bottom right. So that's decided. So now what I've got to try and do is decide what I'm going to do in the foreground. i.e., is there anything that I can use as foreground interest to add another element? Well, you've got these autumnal rusty brown leaves that are still on that small tree there, on that bush. I could possibly use that. Or, coming back, zooming back out, I quite like this characterful tree here. I think that would probably make a nice top left part of the frame, and the viewer's eye ending up on the bottom right hand side. If I grab a shot at that exposure, I can use that image for the sky. If I increase the light by 1 stop, I can use that for the tree line down here, because this image here is all about that tree line. And then if I increase the light once again, I can use that for the floor and the far side down there. So there is potential in this shot here. I could take this image, but I'm going to work on it a bit more. I'm going to see if I can hide some more of that sky. Not 100% happy with that sky. The wind's starting to pick up a bit now as well. Right, let's crack on. I missed the opportunity to photograph this location last year. There was no way I was missing it this time around. An hour and a half later, which equates to about 25 yards further up the path, it suddenly dawned on me. Creating images here shouldn't just be restricted to autumn. But it does look nice though. Now, trying to avoid the sky, I've moved my camera further to the left-hand side, and I think this is better than my initial composition. This is why it pays to move around. Love this. I love the birch tree on the right-hand side. I think that will make for a very nice natural right-hand side of the frame. I'll possibly lose this tree here that I'm not keen on. I might be able to move a little bit further forward to take it out of frame. If I can, I will do that. But now, on the left-hand side, you've got this overhanging branch, which I think is really nice. And of course, the tree line now, and the viewer's eye will end up now on the bottom left-hand side of the frame and not the bottom right or top right as I had originally planned. Pretty cool. I've applied my polarizer polarizers are great in woodland because it pulls out the rich colors. There's not much sunlight here, so it's not making a huge difference, but it's making enough of a difference. And also, I've put my 0.9 soft grad on there just to bring a bit more of that light down in the top end of the canopy. And I think that's image number 1 in the bag, or it will be the second when I press the button. And just on this one image, let me talk you through my camera settings. I don't normally do that, but I'm at f11. F11 will offer me a great enough depth of field, but still offer me a shallow enough depth of field at the furthest point. Don't forget, if you've got a zoom lens, if you're zooming in, then your depth of field will be greatly exaggerated. Your shallow depth of field will be greatly exaggerated. So f11, when you're zooming into a subject, will still be quite a shallow depth of field. In between. Okay, so 85mm, I'm focused on the birch tree and I'm grabbing that shot. F11, ISO 200, and about 1/10 of a second. I might just increase. Yeah. So I'm now at 1/13 of a second. This is a lovely shot. A 3rd floor, 2/3 tree canopy. There's still a few golden brown rustic coloured leaves just hanging on for dear life, and they're just adding enough interest to make a portrait orientation image work. Wow, I do like that. I do like that. I would make that slightly darker, but that is really nice. Something like that would work nice. Very, very nice. I do like frames. Frames in woodlands are so nice. Now, I'm guessing because of the couple of characterful trees at the beginning of this walk, i.e. here, I'm guessing this is probably the most photographed area. So what I'm now going to do is head in that direction and see if I can maybe grab another composition or two. But that is pretty sweet. Walking up the path a short way, I've discovered those rocks there, and I'm just trying to think, if I do put my wider lens on, could I maybe grab a shot from here? Now, for any of you guys that have followed my channel for a while, and especially for anybody that's been on a workshop of mine in the past, I have a golden rule, and that is not to be a lazy photographer. If you think something will work, make it work. Talk about workshops, by the way, the whole of 2024's dates are online, and quite a few of the workshops, especially in the Scotland area, are selling out fast. I'll put a link down below if you want to go and check them out. Do you know, lots of times, very good things come from just experimenting. I would probably say that most of my favoured pictures that I've ever taken, trying to put a Canon lens on a Nikon body. Hang on, let's get my head in gear. Stop multitasking, guys, you're not very good at it. Yeah, so what I was saying was, very often, lots of good things can come from just trying. If you, like I've got here, an idea that could possibly work, try it. I can almost guarantee most of my favoured images have come from experiments like this. Now, having said that, you know that this is going to completely fall on its ass and it's going to be rubbish. But you've got to try it or you'll never know. So my thought process is use these rocks as foreground interest with that in the background, obviously. Now, the only problem I might have is where to place these. But if I can make it work, I've got another idea. Now, I honestly don't think it works very well at all. But, I'm going to give it a go all the same. I'm just going to spruce it up ever so slightly and add a few more leaves. Because it's a little bit dirty here. So a little bit of housekeeping goes a long way sometimes. And it's just starting to rain. Fantastic. Now, I'm not sure this is going to be a picture I'm proud of, but I went through so much to create it. Let's grab that picture. 3 exposures, stop either side. I'm focusing on this closest rock and then a third of the way into the frame. At f11, all of that should be fine. Multiple exposures just to bring the light down in the sky because I'm seeing too much sky. Now, to me, already I'm thinking this place would just be a dream on a misty morning. This time of the year on a misty morning, wow. I'll tell you what, local photographers, I bet they'll have an alarm every time it's a foggy morning to turn up here and make the most of it. And why not? What an incredible place. Incredible. That's Keith and Lexi. It's just me being me. As I were walking through, I asked if I could grab a picture of the dog. Just a couple of pictures of the dog and then of course a picture of them, which I will send. I've got their email address and everything. Stuff like that I just do ad hoc. Just, why not? Why not? Fantastic. Love it. What a beautiful looking dog as well. Here's the pictures I took. I keep telling myself every time I come on shoots like this that I film too much, I take too many pictures and I take too much B-roll. So I've tried to condense it down to make it a shorter video and more compact in, although it was a lot more relaxed at the beginning. But you know what? I'm not joking. Every time I come to a location like this, I just can't help myself. I can't. I've got another one here which I think is incredible. I do. Let me again throw you guys in camera. I love this image here. This composition is fantastic. Again, I'm just using this quirky birch tree on the right hand side to add interest to the right hand frame of the image. Obviously I found some more quirky trees on the left hand side, and that what you can see now I think works a treat. I do. I think it's fantastic, so I'm going to grab that. I mean, I've probably got about 10% left of this walk to do, and I can't really see anything from here of interest, but there's no way I can just not complete the walk. I've got to complete the walk because you just never know. I mean, is there such a thing as overshooting? In the distance you can see a dry stone wall man working with his adorable dog by his side. Again, there was no way I could walk past without offering to snap an image or two. This is Richard and Lily. I think I'm going to make this one the last shot. I love this. This is really nice. Still sticking with my 70 to 200mm lens, but I've opted for a really low down perspective. I'll throw you guys in camera so you can see what I'm looking at for the last time, I promise you. Low down perspective, I'm using the green moss colored rock in the foreground, bottom left hand side, and the bottom right hand side is the lead off from the path, and I think that looks really cool. There's a point of interest on the right hand side as well. There's a kick of light hitting those two trees there, and I think that adds an element of interest in the frame as well. Something like that I think is pretty damn sweet. I probably want to edge across there. Alright, okay. Not too far, otherwise that rock will be in the centre, but again, I'm just being super picky. That's nice, that's lovely. So I'll grab this shot and I'll probably call it from this location. It took me 2 hours to drive down when it was dark this morning. Undoubtedly, it'll take me the same length of time to go home as well. And I've been here for just shy of 5 hours. And even now, I'm struggling to pull myself away. What an incredible place. More often than not, you'll have a preconceived idea about what an area looks like, and when you eventually get there, it looks nothing like it. Well, this has surpassed all my expectations, and the lighting conditions and weather conditions today are as bland as they're ever likely to be. So if I'm able to capture a nice shot or two, you can judge that in a second, then you can only imagine what it must be like capturing pictures here under different conditions. Before we look at the pictures, there is a very slight announcement I'd like to make in case you guys didn't know. I have a members only area on my YouTube channel. I teach all of my post-processing techniques, all of them, everything from woodland to seascapes. If you want to know how to remove the horizon on my fine art stuff, it's all there, and it's relatively easy to do if you know what you're doing. I have a members only YouTube channel that costs £6.99 a month. That's all it costs, and on top of that, members can download every picture that I show in my videos. That's not bad for £6.99 a month. And I've not even mentioned critiquing and photo competitions that we hold pretty much every month as well. If you want to go check that out, I'll leave a link down below. Why not treat yourself? £6.99, that's all. It's a way of supporting me. It's a way of supporting the channel as well. Right, do me a favour. If you're new here and you want to find your way back, you might want to consider subscribing. I've got 1 or 2 half-decent videos in my back catalogue you might even like. And do me an extra favour and give that like button a bit of a nudge. Enjoy.